Hello everybody, welcome to OriginalContentHD and welcome to another Kotodaman video. Today we're going to be talking about the 7th anniversary part 1, specifically about the bingo that gives 5,000 gems, which is very nice. Now mission 1 is not that complicated to clear, but you can actually get some bonus rewards, so it's worth doing properly. You get this ticket in your gift box, and if you want you could just click the solo summon option and you could just get a free unit and then it's mission complete. But if you want, you can get 3 additional units by doing it as a group summon. And a group summon means you could do that with, you know, your friends. You could do that with players nearby. You could do that with randoms online. It doesn't matter. You just all need a ticket, which everyone gets one. But you get one, I think, once every week during this event. So using the options you're seeing on screen, you can have a host a lobby. You can join a lobby. And there are different settings for those, like you could use a passcode or whatever. And so I showed a little bit of footage there from my like alt account, and you can see that I was actually hosting with like just the most basic unit, like one of the tutorial units. It doesn't matter because you're not actually playing a stage, so you can bring whatever unit you want and people will still join because they're still looking for somebody to play with them. It's not really playing, but you know, they're looking to join so they can get the group summon. And the way the group summon works is, in addition to the 1 unit that you would get to choose from this gacha, you will get a copy of the units that everyone in your group chooses. So a total of 4 units instead of 1, which is very nice. And you can see you can choose the type, and then it will show you a choice of units. If they have that little red tag next to their name, that means you already own them. And if you want to see if they're like a special unit or anything, you just long press on the unit, and you can see the information. On the left-hand side, it will say if they're a special unit. And you could sort of do this in multiple different ways. You could just go with randoms and do whatever. But maybe if you're doing it with friends, you can sort of coordinate to go for one specific type, one specific unit. Or you can spread it out across multiple types. Both have their benefits because there are a number of like top tier, very good units in there. And so you might want to hit specific types to try and get those. But yeah, so once you have done the summon, and this is the same for the solo summon. Up until now, it'd be exactly the same. You choose the type, you choose the unit, and then you get the unit here. But with the group summon, once you've done that, and you can see here, I've used my ticket, so I can't go back in until I get another ticket, and I think I won't get another ticket until next week. Once you've done that, you go back out and you check in your gift box, and you will see the rewards that the people in your group chose. So we've ended up with 4 units instead of 1. Very, very nice, if I do say so myself. Now, moving on to Mission 2. Mission 2 is the celebration quest, the 7th anniversary part 1 celebration quest. It's a daily stage. You have to clear it 3 times. It's very, very easy. Very, 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 very easy. You can beat it with like anything. Like I tested how easy it was on my like alt news account, and I even with like the most basic tutorial units, I absolutely battered it. So you just need to hit a couple of combos, you clear the stage. You've got to do this 3 times, so of course it's over the course of 3 days because it's a daily stage. But yeah, you'll get that done. And yes, it is part 1 of the anniversary, I should say. Part 2 of the anniversary, we don't know a lot about yet, but it should be coming towards the end of April. And we're expecting a big crossover. There is like a crossover collaboration event on the Sanrio that's going to be happening, but that's like a mini collab. I don't think there's going to be any gacha or any packs tied to that. It's just going to be like a free unit, vote on your favorite Sanrio character, whatever. Not expecting much from that, but there should be like a big collab, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. And you'll probably get another 5,000 gem bingo for that whenever that is. Mission 3. Now for Mission 3, you need these treasure keys, which you can get from that stage. You can see there on the third little option. You can get the keys from there. It's a daily thing. Clear that stage, get your treasure keys, and then come and find this gacha. It's sort of buried in the gacha list. Go and do that, summon on that, and you can get yourself various rewards. Various rewards. You can see I got the red moon, and I'm shooting stars. Wow, I'm going to get loads of cool stuff. But I think like you get like 1 little bonus thing at the bottom, and the rest are like guaranteed to be 5-star, so it like doesn't really matter. It might be 5-star, 6-star, I'm not too sure, but it doesn't, again, it doesn't really matter. Looks like they're 5-star. So yeah, got some units and got a bonus key, but you can actually get some other really good stuff in that little bonus section is just random. Now, mission 4. We have to clear the Mashiro celebration quest 3 times. Again, this is very similar to mission 2. Like, this stage is very, very easy. And this is to ultimately get some additional bonus stuff for the cake Mashiro, anniversary Mashiro, whatever you want to call her. So you get like these little coins from this stage, which we're actually going to be using in the next mission, if I'm not mistaken. These little medals. So clear this stage, which again, super easy, and you'll get those medals, and those medals can be traded in for various rewards, which we'll talk about, I guess, when we get to the next mission, which is not that far away. But as you can see, we're very fortunate with some very easy stages. I haven't had to do more than 2 attacks so far on this bingo board, and we're already up to mission 5, so pretty good. Mission 5, trading 40 of the medals. You could obviously trade in more than 40 if you want, but there's some additional like bonus stuff for Mashiro. I've just chosen, because this item costs 40, I just chose that one to buy 1 to clear the mission. But there's a couple of items there to power up Mashiro, which you can buy. Now, challenge any of the 7 days quest stages 1 time. Now, this is the first hard stage. The 7 days quest is actually different ones. So the day I did it, it was like the red stages, but there are different types. It's different every day, I believe. And the 7 days quests have multiple difficulties. I've chosen the easiest one of the red stages here, but there are 2 more, and the top one is actually like, at a certain point, the difficulty becomes more of a puzzle than anything else. If you just don't have the units, aka the puzzle pieces, it's going to be very difficult for you to win. And I just decided, you know what, you don't even have to beat the stage. But I figured if I just show the easiest one, that's probably the easiest thing. A lot of it comes down to, you know, like, I think on the top difficulty of the red stage, you can literally die at turn 0 if you don't have the right team set up, which is just stupid. But this one is not too bad. This is the lowest difficulty, and you can see I'm sort of using like a decent blue team, nothing special. Like I haven't gone through crazy lengths to try and specifically counter like the different gimmicks on the stage. Obviously spikes are an issue. We sort of dealt with that. The sort of blue healing shield thing is not too bad because I don't think it heals for too much. But obviously try and get rid of that as soon as you can. You want to avoid the bombs as well. But there are certainly worse stages in this section, and as you can see, once you deal with all the debuffs, the opponent will actually reduce they'll weaken themselves, I guess you'd say, and it'll be easier to kill them. Now, these stages allow you to farm these units, and I think it's sort of an express way to getting them to max luck, because farming them normally probably takes significantly longer. I think some of these you get like a decent chunk of luck from story mode, but it's worth doing. Now, clear any quest 10 times. That includes any quest we've done up until now. So any of the stages where I said, oh, you got to clear this 3 times, you got to clear this once, whatever. Those all count, but you could just do like, I'm just showing like any of the stages that are options for you to clear. There's a lot of stuff on right now. Pretty much anything you could consider a stage would count. Now, a little tip, a little trick that I like to use is using the filters in this section here to find any stages that you're not finished with. So this first filter is show me stages that I haven't cleared, and that shows me ones that have a section of a stage I haven't cleared. And the option below that is show units I haven't maxed out, and it will show you units you haven't maxed out. So it gives you the opportunity to go and do those. And here I've selected the 3 lowest difficulty options. So if you were struggling to find a stage that was easy to do, that you haven't cleared yet, or you haven't maxed luck yet, there you go. And I think that's the best way to do it. But obviously, if you're doing like the Sakamoto Days stuff that's on right now, or any of the other anniversary events, you'll be clearing those missions anyway, so it doesn't matter. Mission 8, clear designated storage stage 1 time. Now, this section has 2 boss stages. Everything else is story. I've skipped through all the story. So this is the first boss stage, and then I'll show the second boss stage. And the stage we actually have to clear is not a boss stage. It's the final stage in the event, which is a story stage, which requires virtually no input from the player. But I figured I'd show how to get to that point by beating this boss. So obviously you can see the types for the bomb down there: purple, yellow, and black. Which in this team, I only really had black. I didn't really have an abundance of the rest. And it's one of those stages where they have the little mooks at the side. So it's very good if you have units that have like AoE, which fortunately I did. In fact, pretty much everyone on the board here is AoE, except I don't know if Konosuba unit was. Getting rid of the mooks will put this unit in a vulnerable position. And you can see we almost killed them in one hit. They do have damage reduction, but it's not a high enough number to really matter. Honestly, this is really, like, as far as story mode stages go, I think this whole chapter they've released this year has not been that difficult, all in all. So that's kind of cool, because some of the story mode stages suck. So I'm grateful. But you do have to beat these ones. That's the difference. In order to clear mission 12, which is the one you need for, or stage 12, in order to clear mission 8, you need to beat these two stages. You can't just challenge. So a little bit tougher. And you can see we've got a balloon. We've got the freeze debuff. It's expected me to bring blue units, which I did not do because I wasn't expecting that. So you've really got to handily deal with the freeze debuff. There's enough of it on the stage that it needs to be dealt with. Fortunately, if you have like any unit that resists freeze, that'll be dealt with. It's really weak freeze barrier. But also that first, you can see I put the free unit that I use as a leader in the first slot because I didn't want to set off the balloon. And because she didn't combo with anything, she didn't set off the balloon. She also didn't get a combo, but it didn't really matter. So I don't know how much damage the balloon does, but I'm guessing based on how quickly I cleared that stage, probably not a lot. It's probably fine. And then the final story mode stage, which we are going to skip. And then we have cleared mission 8. It was just that easy. And finally, we'll be moving on to mission 9. Mission 9, trade in 307th anniversary medals. You would have earned this many medals by now anyway, but in case you haven't, you can get them from almost any stage, just clearing almost any stage. And you can click sort of any item in this section. I chose the only one I saw that seemed to be of value, which was the like item, the usable, equipable gear item. But you can choose anything from that store, and you have plenty of time to do it. This is until basically the end of April, this bingo, and you're going to get a lot of those medals in that time if you're playing the game regularly, so should be no problem. And that's the bingo done. That is 5,000 gems, and I figured, you know what, normally with these bingo videos I get like at least a free summon, or it's at least a collab I want to do a multi. So I thought, you know what, let's do a multi on the anniversary banner. We've got a new grand unit. I don't normally go for the originals, but they just gave me 5,000 gems. I figured one multi can't hurt, so I might as well just go for it. And there's obviously not just the new grand unit, but there's some special units on this banner as well, which I obviously don't have because I have hardly any special, any grand, anything units. You can see we've got 4 5-stars and a bunch of silver, and the silvers are really silver. If you see that rainbow background, you know it's a dupe because the unit's already maxed out. So first unit was a dupe, and the second unit was a dupe, but the third unit was new. It wasn't a special unit or anything, but whatever. And that unit was also not new, I don't think. So yeah, not ideal, but it is what it is. And that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.